I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about some interview tips about on Salesforce.com. So first of all, you need to 1 second. If you want some quick reference about anything, just click on options. If you want about field level accessibility, click on this option, and this will by seeing this page you will know about something because we already worked on it, right? So field level accessibility generally, and if you want some more help, if you are still confused, just click on help on this page, help for this page. It will tell you the detailed explanation about this, about that. Click on this. Yeah. And coming to and again, when you are taking interviews, you need to be really perfect in each and every scenarios what they're going to ask. For suppose they might ask you about the relationships. You keep some examples with you. For each and every scenario you keep some examples so that you can speak. If they ask about some scenarios, you can speak directly about this. For suppose they may ask about the the complex requirement what you have done, so you can see that uh, so we have done some inventory management application which is designed for our customer, for our company needs. So we designed the complete data model which is really optimized, all this stuff. And you can say some objects which which is relevant to inventory management app like this. That's how they feel that you are good at data modeling and business analysis and building the applications stuff. And later on they may ask you about some scenarios about the complex VF page what you have done. So you can say that you have built some custom widget for registration process, or for any operation. You have to think about one scenario and speak strongly about the about that page, or about that widget. Say something about functional stuff about that thing. Just if you prepare well before that, right, it will be really great for you to tell without confusion, so that it will be the entry will be good. And same way, coming to apex scenarios also, you have to think about one scenario. Just I have shared a PDF to you, right? If you go bottom, there are some simple scenarios but you make them really complex. Okay, what you do, you combine 2 to 3 scenarios and say that I have done this implementation. So initially I have some problems, so I try to fix stuff, something like this. Okay. And coming back to administration also, everything is on this left. All the options are in the on the left widget. Click on expand all, and you can. So they may ask you, do you have experience about workflow rules or something like that? You said yes, I can. You said you can say that I have done this stuff a lot. You can say some simple scenario about that also, even though if they are not asking. And coming back to data management also, they may ask some scenarios about this. So ca- can you tell me the tough scenario where you have faced some issue when importing data? In that cases, you can say that there is a object which is related to many other objects, 3 to 4 objects. Some are master data relationship, some are lookup relationship, and this. So I have when I want to import the data to this object, I need the values. Most of the fields are required. The relationship fields are required. In that case, I have to create the other related list. I have to link properly. Okay, I have done this with VLOOKUP. You can go with this type of example. For suppose if there are 4 objects, if one object is related to 4 objects, okay, like there are MD relationships or lookup relationships which is required field. If I want to import the data into this object, I need to initially link this current object with the 4 other objects which are required fields, right? You have to speak about this, saying that you have already mapped. So So you have to somehow um, create Excel sheet with the linked IDs of other objects, and you have to import it. That's little tougher scenario. It's not that easy. You have to use VLOOKUP in Excel, in Excel MS Excel, and later on you can import the linked IDs of this current object with. You have to upload that to with the data loader. Okay. And I want to post some more videos which are not uploaded, um, about ant migration tool and stuff. Okay. mm, some of the scenarios they might ask is, again, mostly these days they are asking about little about the um, relationships, mainly on relationships, and differences between lookup and master data relationships. That's the most frequently asked question. And about roll up summary fields. And later on they might ask you about um, administration stuff like security and things. So just be clear on profiles, roles, users, all the settings, and what is field level security, sharing settings. Okay, I think you guys are good at that. Again, I would like to keep one word difference between all this stuff. So the roles are generally useful to share records based on hierarchy, role hierarchy, or what is role hierarchy? This is like the company architecture. The CEO can access all the records, and sales Hyderabad manager can see only Hyderabad records. Sales rep in Hyderabad region can see only his records. His manager can see the peoples under him. For suppose if Ramya is managing Venkat and Srinivas and some X person, she can access all our three people records, but we cannot access her record, and I can't even access Srinivas record which is next to me. Okay, that's role hierarchy. And again, if you see profiles, that is a complex sharing option in Salesforce. With profiles, you can do many things, right? You can do app settings. You can configure their application access, tab access, custom object permissions also, uh, create read write access of each and every object, view all, modify all permissions, and record types access also. So for suppose I want I can work on I'm supposed to work on big accounts, small accounts. There are four account types. For suppose I can only do work on big account and personal accounts, sorry, small accounts and personal accounts. And Vijaya can work only on big accounts and general accounts. Okay, and Ramya can work on this four account types. Okay, big account, small account, personal account, and general accounts. In this case, I have two account record types access as personal account and small accounts. Vijaya will be having access to record type access only as general accounts and big accounts. Ramya will be having four record type access, so that she can create four type of records and she can view it. I can see, but I can only create only two type of record types. Ramya, which also can only create two type of record types. That also can be controlled at profile level. And permission sets. Difference between profiles and permission also they may ask. So profiles, right? Generally, permission sets came after profiles. For suppose same profile users want different permissions. What you do? You generally give with permission sets, additional permissions with permission sets. Okay. So in all the cases, by default they don't have access. You are opening up the sharing things. So generally, if you made the so yeah, for suppose if you don't have access um, to some application in profile level, If you want, for out of 500 people in Hyderabad, all the 500 people won't have access to an application called recruiting app. If you want to give permission of recruiting app only to HRs, around there are only 10 people, what you can do is you can group them, or else you can create a permission set which have access to HR application stuff, objects and apps, and you can add this permission set to this 10 HR people, so that they have the same permissions what the 500 people have, and they do have separate extra permissions of HR application also. That's how you can do this. This difference is really important about permission sets and profiles. Okay. And roles also. Roles is again different level of sharing record access. Again, role hierarchy will come into consideration only when there is private sharing model. What if the people, uh, what if the system admin gave public access to a account object, to some object? There is no need of role hierarchy, right? In this case, if there is a public, everyone can access every other record also. Then there is no need of role hierarchy. Only if it is private sharing model, this role hierarchy will work, because only in the private model I can see my records. I cannot see other person's records. Okay, but if I am enabling the role hierarchy, the managers can access the child people records who is reporting him. Okay, you can configure the role hierarchy like a tree type of structure. You already know about this, like a tree. So all the I think you guys have answered me my questions at the training. And yeah, generally, if you guys are exploring this each and every option before taking interview, just open this organization and just refer all these links for administration. Okay, and for development, what you do is you open the when they are generally people will come in this way. First, configuration. And configuration means what all the options I said about security, everything. Okay, configurations first, relationships like this. Later on, the security options. Later on, they may come up to workflow rule automation, workflow rules, approval process, everything like this. And after that, they may ask you the coding. Coming to coding, they mostly ask about VF pages and Apex classes, right? So in this, keep this sheet before you. Open this sheet. So generally, people, when they are asking about VF pages or Apex, before that they will ask about your proficiency out of 10. What's your rating? You can say about 7 or 8. And they may ask you about some relevant tags what you have used mostly. Okay, just if you are done with examples, you might be using most of these basic level tabs like input, output, all this stuff. Coming to the core, these things are mostly generally used. So these are generally tough to use. Very few times you use in a custom requirements. They may ask you about this very core Ajax. This is generally, I can say, this is the complex stuff which we generally most of the time we won't be using it. Very few times you use action function, you use generally, but other stuff, right, you use very rarely. Means you have, if you are using it, you have done some good requirement, some custom strong requirement. Just keep this thing up. So if they ask you what all the generally tough tags what you have used, you can speak about the one by one tag. I used this input tag for this, input checkbox for this, and at the end you can say that I have used the action, Ajax, Apex tags like action function, action polar, all this stuff with a simple description about here. Don't tell in the exact fashion. You can say this defines a JavaScript function. You can leave here. And action polar, you can tell in your own words instead of telling the same line. Say for adding timer to your Ajax update request. Okay, I can say like this and stuff. So if you tell this tags like this, if you explain that tags like this, they will move on to Apex VF page, because in VF page there's nothing more to ask. You can directly speak about the tags and their uses. Okay, if you know about this, then you are good at that. um, Again, if they are really asking very core a senior developer position, they may go deep into yeah, again you have to learn about this also. Page block section, items, table, repeat tags, all this stuff. These examples we have, it's in the early examples in our PDF page only. And apart from that, you can also, this charter knowledge thing are really complex. If you're telling about this, you need to have good knowledge about the charter APIs also, or charter inbuilt functions. But if you say this thing means, even the interview also might be not knowing about this. Okay, about knowledge stuff, you can say that I have used I've done some charter, custom charter page with charter widget tags like this. He can't even ask some more question in your VF pages. And coming back to the Apex part, just be clear on scenarios, on controller classes. For suppose you can, if you are, they may ask you about the tougher scenarios what you have worked on. You can say that we have developed some widget which is a 4-step process, which is having the same controller for the 4 pages. Okay, we're gonna save the state of this. You can tell this type of scenario. Okay, we're gonna save the state of the page. For suppose if I'm in the second stage, if I'm refreshing the page, the data on the page will be in the same page, and the controller will be pulling the data. Okay, the backend controller will be there's only one controller. If I'm clicking on next, the controller will be same, the same data will be there, but the page will be changing to the next page 3. That's a widget option. Okay, I'm going to share one more Apex guide to you today, that's having step-by-step process for doing examples on your own, that has many Apex examples. Okay, so for that, if you are free, it will take more than a month to work on it. Okay, if you are free, daily spend 2 to 3 hours on that, reading page by page. There are some example code also, you can directly copy and you can try in your examples. For trying this VF and Apex, right, for learning better, better way, you have to practice a lot. And again, keep this order of trigger execution is a really important question in things. Whenever you are clicking on some action in Apex or VF base anything, what is the order of trigger execution? First of all, the standard validation rules will be getting fired. Okay, means what standard validation rules? For suppose if the standard objects will be standard fields, validation rules will be getting fired, and you might give some validation rules like required fields. All these options will getting fired. Okay, later on, before triggers. Okay, custom validation rules after triggers, and workflow rules, everything. The order of execution, I will be mailing you this simple link. Okay, and later on, escalation rules, everything will be getting fired. um, Escalation rules, assignment rules, email updates. Finally, the emails are sent at the end of the save record. Database commit will be happened only after triggers. Okay, and keep all the trigger context variables also in mind. Just open this thing. I said you the fashion, right? They may come in this flow. After VF page, they may ask you about the VF Apex part. Just keep this page up, and just if they ask you about some examples of list map set, just give a simple thing. Lists are like array map. What's the main use of it and all this stuff. That's what they ask. They don't ask about the scenarios on this part. You generally, when you're doing some complex requirement, you might be using 4 to 5 lists, 3 to 4 maps, 1 to 2 lists. Okay, general basic requirement, you're going to do this type of things. So make sure that you think like you use many lists, maps and sets. Okay, mostly lists and maps we generally use more than sets also you use. Okay, and all the annotations, their usages. Okay, mostly they won't ask about the scenarios on this. um, Generally just for, even though if they ask also, generally you can say that I have worked on a little bit old, something like that you can say. And you can simply describe about the function. This future tag is useful for executing asynchronously Apex code asynchronously. Similarly, your Ajax thing, right? You at some intervals on some on some complete actions you're running it, right? Same way, you're gonna execute the Apex functions asynchronously at in future. Okay, whenever, whenever the processes are free. You can say about the is test annotation, which is frequently used for test classes, and read only. Generally, for suppose if you read only thing, right? For suppose if you don't want to allow a function to modify the data in your Salesforce, you keep read only annotations. Just speak in that fashion. So you say that I have not used it, but I know sometimes what you say is there are some tags which you generally don't use most of the times. Okay, for your requirements. What you say is generally these tags I know about these tags how to use, but I have not used it till now because uh, we are not doing the type of requirements. Okay, and context variable, these are really important. You keep everything in mind, and what is their operations variable and operations. What is the written value of this and everything, and these functions no one will ask, and keep a note about the dynamic functions. So everything, right? If you are practicing a lot, you will be getting the you'll understand a lot. Okay. um yeah, the describe thing, you just go through these comments and stuff, and you do have some you can say about the DML operations available here. People generally confuse at merge. Merging is something like if you're merging two accounts, what you're doing is you're updating one account and you're deleting one account, right? If there are two accounts with the same name, you want to merge it. For support account inc and account, in this case what happens, um, if you are merging these two accounts, you are going to delete, you are going to first update the new values in the second account, so extra values in the second account to the first account and delete the second account. That's what merge will do. Okay. mm, yeah, and keep a note of the batchable thing and stuff which I explained in the last class. um, Batch classes, schedule classes and implementing them. Okay, the example is in our org also, and even in the PDF file. And going back to other stuff, formula fields, everything no one will ask actually, but general functions, it's better to learn about that. Again, it's mainly depends on your roles and responsibilities of your call. Hey Ramya, are you getting any calls for your resume? Do you got any calls?
Yeah, I'm getting vendor calls right now.
Okay, so I think you might be getting the customer calls also soon after a vendor processes your resume.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to share some PDF to you, the Apex guide. So it's means
Sure,
that
sure.
really
I was about
helps.
to ask about that guide.
Yeah, yeah, I will send that to you by today link. Okay, I will send after the class. That's really useful.
Okay.
Means it's like same thing what I gave assignment earlier, right? It's the same thing for Apex development. You can develop
Mm-hmm.
on your own, just putting down the
Yeah,
code, and you they have really good documentation, but you have to spend more than a month time for doing it. Even I have also not done the complete
sure,
thing.
sure.
Okay,
Yeah, sure, sure. I'll do that. Yeah.
cool,
Anyways, I have time. I have enough time right now, so
cool,
I'll work on that.
right. And yeah, if some I know some projects, like I know some calls. Can you mute your
Mm-hmm.
side? Okay, can you mute from your side?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah. And I know some projects, right? They are core implementations. They don't have any like vf more complex things. They do have very simple pages they need for them, right? They generally need they need some implementation people who can implement the existing features of Salesforce for them, right? They want to use Salesforce charter, but they don't know how to use. For them, it's really easy. As you guys already know about Salesforce charter and usages, right? You can just say that you can create groups for the project like this. Simply, like a business analyst, it's some people are like this. Some roles are like that. You can talk about charter. You can talk about mobile also. Like you can say that I have implemented this charter thing for our project, for our company, for the existing project, and even charter Salesforce on mobile. We have rolled out the mobile access to all our end users. Generally, this feature is not getting used by most of the companies now. If you say this thing right, they really means they really feel that you have some good business analyst skills and stuff. You can say that they have configured. They don't know how easy it is, but they think it's tough. If you say that I have done that, it's really great because you already done that in your first assignment. You done some mobile Salesforce one mobile app. What all you're developing in the back end, the same thing you'll reflect in your Salesforce one mobile app with the simple configuration, right? You say that you've done some Salesforce mobile stuff also in your resume. Add that simple line. Have some Salesforce mobile Salesforce one configuration, and you talk about some few things about this also, and you talk about the mobile administration also. Sometimes, right? If they ask question, you talk about the thing about the meaning of this. If they ask about what is roll up summary field, you say for aggregation, for doing count, some maximum things of this, use this, and you go some simple scenario. So generally they think that you are really good at it, and they will skip a lot of simple stuff and they will go to some good thing. They have some good impression from the starting only. If you say some scenario also along with this, try to speak more, because if you just answer simple answers, and if you leave, right, they will ask more questions. And keep in mind, like some tough scenarios for VF page, for Apex page, that is really helpful for telling before in the call actually fluently. Coming to integrations, I do have one example, but which really won't work now. But the working code I have. So you can say generally here in US, right, interviews they won't really ask about the line by line code. You say if you say about the generally how you implemented it, they're really happy with this. For suppose if they ask about integrations, do you have integration experience? Yes, I do have. I do have. We have done some recent integration with some other online portal where we are sharing some information to them by accepting some parameters to rest URL. Okay, I'll show that to you. Some scenario. Yeah, I'm opening other Eclipse. Yeah, so I will speak about integration scenario now. Just simple scenario. Okay, suppose. Yeah. So this class will distribute all the listings in my system to other system. What is a listing? Generally, I explain the simple scenario. So for suppose, um, so this is a hotel or renting service site like Evolve. Evolve. If you search for Evolve company, you might be knowing it. In its US, it's really famous. So what they generally do is they generally uh, uh, they generally share what is listing. Listing is something like if you have some flat in some places, right? You can list it on Evolve. They're gonna rent this thing to some other people and they will pay you money. Okay. These are called listings. It's like something like your properties you are listing in Evolve for rent. So there are a lot of information, right? All the information you are going to share with the e-commerce portal. If they are trying to hit this URL listings, so ap1 hash salesforce.com hash services hash apex rest hash listings, if they are hitting this URL, it will ask about some parameters um, after hitting this URL, right? So I'm mapping these listings. So after apex rest, this is the listings, right? Means I'm mapping these listings. Here is the mapping, URL mapping with this class. Whenever if someone is hitting this URL, right? Okay, this class will be executed. This class will be executed, and what this intern will do is I'm going to share. Whenever they're hitting this URL, they will pass some parameters also about the username, password, and stuff. Uh, After accepting parameters, I will validate whether this username is matching with my actual password or not, and I'm even accepting authentication parameter. Okay. After accepting this, if everything is fine, this is only for authentication. Generally, when you are integrating some service, also you will provide authentication. That will all the logic will be written here. If that is also really working fine, what you do is you're gonna share some data to them. What I will do, I will import all the data. 1 second. Yeah, what I will do is I will get all the data from my listings object, all the listings created today, because they are not going to call every whenever they need. The e-commerce portal will call every 1 day. So every 1 day means they have the latest data which is not today's data. At the end of today they will call again. Now what I will do, I will send all the listings which are created today to them. They will accept that everything in JSON format. Here what I am doing is I'm putting all the values from my database, and I am creating the XML writer class where it will create a XML file for me. What is XML? XML is useful for sharing the data, okay, in the API format. XML will be having all my data of listings, all the listings created today. That XML will be shared to this. After hitting this URL, right, with the proper authentication parameters, they will get XML file. Here I'm generating the XML file with the XML writer class. The data what I'm getting from database, I'm passing to this. This is generally really complex scenario. So okay, and so I'm using XML writer class and passing this, and each and every time, see, I'm adding these values, the parameter values, as well as along with this I'm putting the L dot. What is L? L is the listings. I reference the listing A equal to L. L dot summary into the accommodation summary attribute. Sorry, parameter. What is parameter? Parameter is a tag. Okay. So like this, the listing is very big object in this current scenario. It has around 400 fields. That is the reason it has very big class. All the listings after hitting that URL with the proper authentication parameters, they will get some big XML code. They will copy that code and they will parse line by line. The coding will do it automatically. They have tried some class for parsing that XML thing, and they will save the record into their mission, their e-commerce portal. At the time, they're using Magento online portal, which is generally open source on PHP. Okay, all the data will be stored in the e-commerce portal now. Generally, what I am doing in my query, what I will do is all the listings created today means every one day they are going to query the system with this URL. They'll get the new data. All the data will be synced with this e-commerce portal also. This Salesforce is the back office app. Front app is Magento app, which is syncing the data automatically. Same way, when there is a listing created in my Magento also, I am going to hit that URL which is given by Magento people. After hitting that URL, I will get some XML response. I will copy that and I will parse one by line. I will parse one by line and I will store that information into my Salesforce by putting the insert. But first of all, I will store all the items into a list of listings. Listings will be inserted at the end of parsing. Okay, so that scenario you can say that we have shared some listings, we have shared some programs or events. For suppose your company is going to conduct some programs, campaigns or events. There is an object we are tracking. We are going to share some information to the public program event site like Eventbrite solutions, all this stuff. So what all the people who are coming as a lead site, we are going to get take the input as with one more service. We are going to call them and we'll get the XML response of all the participants. We are going to save this participants information in our Salesforce system. That's other scenario. You can speak about that also. Similar scenarios you can speak about this. Oh, and if we have missed on anything, yeah, that's it. And if you guys have any questions, just use the Q&A thing. I do have even see a lot of questions, interview questions in Q&A also. Some people even ask that also. Just keep this. That's the active group I am going to use with all my people, with all my friends also. You can use the charter group which we are using earlier. Okay, documentation. Very soon I will be sharing that Apex developer guide also to you guys. You can use that. Okay. Um, Speak about mobile charter. This is important things. So there is very few means there is 40% chances of getting less work, 60% of chance of getting developer core advanced work. Means getting work 20% of moderate work, 40% again of advanced work. Okay. Again, the deployments you say that you guys mostly use this Eclipse for deployments. That's it. So sometimes people might ask about ant migration tool. That's actually you have to install the software. Generally, that's ant script tool. So people generally, uh, for suppose if your organization is really big, right? So what you do is there will be a lot of migrations every day, deployments every day. In this case, it's really tough for you to do every deployments. Um, um, it's really tough to do deployments from Eclipse daily. That is the reason people develop a configuration. There's a configuration file and the packaging file. So generally, you put what all the things what you want to deploy in, and you configure automatically the source and end org, and you run the script with the ant tool. What that will do is what all the components what you have mapped in the config file, right? This will be automatically moved from source to target organization. So technical architects, they are going to configure this tool once for a project, and they will use for a number of days, means a number means for long time they will use it. So for configuring, you have to use the you have to install the anti-migration tool. I'm going to share that video to you. There's a video of that, um, but unfortunately it's not supporting in my Mac. The installation thing and how to use that also, it's clearly mentioned. I will share that video to you. That's again, I don't think that's generally for people who are advanced developers, means senior developers. Okay, this is add-on. If you have time, just learn about this. Otherwise, leave it. You say that you are good at um, Eclipse deployments. Okay, yeah, yeah. From me on Thursday we have a class, uh, and it's about like little batch apex and schedule apex, and a little bit about test classes. So the examples are there. I will even message you uh, on the charter group. You can look into that. Okay. Yeah. Mm, uh, yeah, that's it. So this is how I want to go the interview tips like this. Um, so generally, if you have questions still, right, just message me. Um, just sorry, use charter group. I'm going to help you out on this. I think Pallavi has cleared her developer 401 exam, so you can just take her help for some time on. If you want to, if you're trying for certification, you can take her help. Mm, yeah, that's it. uh, do you guys have any questions for me? And have I explained about the customer portal and partner portal to you guys? Customer portal, partner portal, to you?
I've read about it, but it would be great if you could just go over it a little bit.
Okay, customer portal, partner portal. Okay, cool. Yeah. So let's go to creating the customer portal today, and I think we have done that in our class, and let's I will explain it today. I will create it for you too. So generally, the user rules what we are creating for you guys are different. On the profile, sorry, on the profile thing, what I'm creating for partner portal, customer portal users are different. What are they? Generally, as I said, they don't have much permissions like us. They are like end users. They have very less permissions than end users. Coming to customize, if you search for, if you come here search for portals also, you can even get it. Yeah. So self-service portals are generally called as customer service customer portals. So suppose come here, if you click on this, by default this is disabled, the customer service portal. There will be a checkbox. If you enable this, you will get all this stuff. Okay. These are two users in our customer portal. So these users are generally derived from accounts. Let's go to our account tab. Let's go to our sales app first. I'm gonna show you from scratch. Yeah, these guys have completely renamed the tabs. Call center. Yeah, here is my account. Okay, for suppose, so you can talk about this also. You say that you have implemented the customer portal and partner portals also. For suppose this is an account. Sometimes accounts can be your customers directly. Most of the times they will be your customers. Sometimes there will be partners also. They are your accounts. What are partners? For suppose if you are selling your mobile phones, you gonna sometimes you're going to take some help of other partners who will sell for you. They will take some commission for you. Okay. In this case, you gonna make an partner account. Let's do one thing. Let's create account from scratch. Create new account. Big account. Anything it's fine for me. Account number, something it's asking, it should be 7 digit. Account site, account name. For suppose EJTX is the partner or customer for you. um, I'm clicking on save. Now I'm saving the account record. For making a customer account or partner account, you should have a contact. Okay, so I'm gonna add a contact also here. I'm going to create a contact from here. I'm going to map with this account now. Click on new. Contact name is okay, Pallavi. So can you tell your email address? Email address, please.
Sure. It's PC
Okay, PC,
T as in telephone,
TRK.
RK23 @gmail.
Okay. So I'm making. So if you can you open this account, please. So
Yep.
I have created a contact. I'm going to map for this account. This is my account which I've created just now. EJXE. Click on save. So now I have account and contact. For suppose I'm thinking that EJXE is a partner of my company who will sell my products by taking some commission. So Pallavi is the some manager, something like that in that company. She is my contact now for this account. This is a partner account. Okay, he is my partner. He's not my customer. Finally, from this partner only, I'm selling some accounts. I'm selling my products. Now what I will do is I'll come here, click on this enable as partner. If I'm making this enable as partner, so, so now this is account is enabled for partner portals. Now going to this contact, what I can do is I can click on this and create a enable customer user. Now what happens? So for creating a customer login or some portal for this user, I need to make the current contacts account as a partner user. Okay, I'm clicking on save. Now you'll get a mail from customer community login. Just check your email. Now your customer portal is already presented. Okay, so now you have the login. If you log into your new account, so there's a lot of difference between your general login and this login. This login will have very less permissions. and the login page also is totally different. I can configure this page, I can change the colors of this page. I'm going to show you where to configure the page. Yeah, 1 second. 1 second. I'll tell you the link also to you, because you don't have the link for that. This is the customer portal login, right? So customer portal settings. Yeah, here is the portal. I'm messaging you on 1 second, on GTM. Just open this link and use the username and password. This is the login link for customer portals. I can put down in my website by putting some hyperlink for this login. Oh, have you opened it? Click on it. Yeah, copy the username and password what you have kept there, what you received, your email. So this is the customer portal login for my company. So I'm going to share this type of login to all the people. After the login, they will see all the you can set the new password first for the first time. So the profiles are different for customer portals. I'll show that after finishing this demo. Yeah, this is customer portal. What they can do, they can only create cases, solutions, and there's a web tab also. Okay, so I can give what all permissions what they can have access also from my side, but I have given only only three objects. Sorry, case and solutions. Only cases and solutions to them. That is the reason they can only access cases and solutions. Can you click on case and create a case here? That will be registered in my Salesforce org also. Go up, click on cases, and so you are a customer. For suppose if you have a problem with the product which you got from our company, then you can register a case here, which will be logged in our system, and we will support you. Just click on, put some simple status value and case origin, and put on save. Yeah. Hmm. Have you saved it? Okay. Now I'm making me as the presenter, so you can see my organization now. So coming to cases, just now you registered a case here from customer portal. What's today's date? Today's cases. Click on go. I'm expecting a case now from case contact name. Here is the case 1058. Okay, and the email is this. Account is automatically, this is the account, everything, contact name, date, your details is completely, and I think you kept some branch also, right? Other breakdown and stuff. And yeah, so this is how I can take the cases, and this case will automatically be assigned to some support guy, and he will help out on this. Okay. Okay. And coming back to my other screen, I want to show you where I can configure this everything, the colors and stuff for this customer portal. So here is the settings. So here is the, so I have shared you a login link, right? This is coming from this. If I click on customer portal, this is the login URL. Okay, this is a customer portal. Okay, and here is the portal tabs. What are the tabs, what you can access? I can see it here. I can enable these things from here. This is the customer portal access. But finally, but your profile, which I have given here for this, for Pallavi, right? This is not having this profile user is not having any access. That's the reason you're getting only 3 tabs access. One second. uh, Portal settings, these are all the actual tabs available for customer portals, but again there are customer portal profiles and setting and access settings that's blocking you from seeing all the other tabs like accounts, contacts, stuff. Here is uh, coming down, assign profiles. If you come down, I can see the people who assigned to this, assigned users. Do you have the tab like this? Okay, one second. Yeah, I can go to the account name and go to the contact, click on this, view the customer user. Okay, I'm just seeing the profile name of this. See this user license, see this profile, customer community login user, permissions. You can even configure it, what all he can access. If you click on edit properties of this, sorry, not here. mm, View app permissions, view of pages access, object settings, click on this. This is what I want to show. Here is the object access for this custom community login user, and so the tabs are not available. The account type is not available for this customer portal users. They can see only cases default on. I can enable these connections also. I can enable the dashboards. I can enable documents. Before you, I can do that. Click on edit. Oh, object permissions also I have to modify here. If you have read access, you can see the object there. That's not enabled here for this user. Let's assign him some different profile. This is, I think this is, it is the user. Yeah, it's here. Click on edit. Um, Customer portal, customer community login, customer community login. Can you refresh now after doing this? Can you refresh now from your side? Do you see any changes in your org? Yeah, you won't see any changes because still this don't all this also don't have any read permissions. Because this is standard profile, so I cannot modify this. I'm creating the new profile, custom customer community user. Now I'm going to assign this new user. Clicking on object permissions, clicking on this. Oh, yeah. So let's keep this in the same way. So what all the permissions? What I think there are a lot of limitations because this customer portal will be having only some set of permissions like cases and contacts. I have to make this default on. Cases, contact, solutions, and knowledge, something like this. Click on edit so I can. Yeah, these are all the types they can access. As this is a standard profile, I cannot modify here. Just go back to your login. So and again, if you come here, what all the settings, you can even change the font colors of this current customer portal from here. The same thing you can see there. Okay, if you see that this should be in um no, not in the yellow color, so this will reflect to you. You can even go with the custom branding for the customer portals. This is the login link, and it's same thing. It's same thing for partner portals also. Go to partner PRTN here. Here's the partner portal settings. Here's the partner portal. This is the login link. I can even create the user for this also. Let's go and create the login link for partner portal. Go to account, um, mm, and click on ERM Force partner. Coming down, I think I have already made This is the partner account. As a partner account, coming down, I'm creating a new contact for this because I have removed the new button from this contact list. That's the reason I cannot see this button here. Going to new contact. Now I'm going to give the login access uh, to Ramya's account, RMY Ramya, and email address, please. Yeah, I think I got this. Cool. Let's click on save. So I have to map the account as ERM Force partner, as this is a partner account, and click on save. After saving, I'm getting the enable partner user. So partner user, and you can say that it's executive partner and click on save. Now I will get some error because it's already, the username is already taken by Salesforce. Dot partner one is your login link, is your username. Okay, now you'll, oh, this is also because everything should be unique, the nickname should be unique, email address can be the same thing. Click on save. Now you will receive an email from Salesforce, and now I will send a login link for you also for the partner portal login. Same way, even I can set the colors branding for this also. This is the login link, and you got the username and password. For the first time you have to set your username, so there can be a number of partners, a number of customers for you. Check this. Yeah, so the customer portal, generally the customer self-service portal will have only very few access, like cases, you, your home profile, your profile, and the cases what you can raise, and solutions, the solutions for your cases. You will see this thing in the customer portal. Coming to partner portal, these guys can create uh, accounts, everything. These guys can create accounts, leads, all this stuff. So we can see in the new, in the partner portal now. I want to make you as the presenter. Okay, can you show your screen and log into this partner portal? Just shared with you to your email address. Yeah, can you put on your password? Yeah, this is having different because customer portal will be having very less access. Partner portal will be having more access because this guy is going to manage a lot of customers. He's going to sell accounts, sorry, he's going to sell products from us. So he may manage more than 1,000, 10,000 customers. Customers are accounts for us also. For this also his account. So he has accounts, tab, cases, contacts, everything. What all the cases raised by his customers will be seen here. That cases also can be seen for us also. We are going to support that cases also from our side. For suppose think like AT&T, there are a lot of people who will sell their products also, like SIM cards, phones. For suppose they may, so the store, the reseller who will sell thousands of SIM cards per day will be taking login from us, and he will So we're gonna provide some login for him. What all the customers who are coming to his store, he will create logins. He will create everything here. So he will share some commission to him. And finally, some people will come to store and give the cases about their issues because he is managing every all the customers coming to him, right? He will register the cases from here. I can see the cases for all the customers of this partner also. His contacts, everything it will be stored in our system also. Okay, solutions, opportunities, everything, all the most of the sales or sales things will be available for the partner user. Let's go and create account here, our case here. You can see the same thing in our Salesforce organization. This is partner portal. So the implementation is really simple. So there are many projects like this, and the customer will be asking, telling you about the things, and giving security access, everything, and the font styling stuff you can manage here. Everything you can manage here. This is what you are seeing there, right? The selected tab is in blue color, and the disabled tabs are in red color, and the red color sections and stuff. The same thing you're gonna see here in the button portal layout. The same color settings you can set here. Showing my screen now. Okay, sorry. So this is how you can set the partner portal fonts and brand colors. Similarly, like customer portals, the same option is available for partner portals also. It's here. Yeah, you can see the same type of colors even in that partner portal. And all email notifications will be from address will be my email address. If you see your email notifications, it will be from address will be this. I can even give my company address also, like support at the rate of xyz.com, ej2.com also. These are all assigned profiles for partner portal. And currently I have selected partner user. The settings are configured here. Assigned object settings. Again, the objects visibility, everything, there are again limitations for partner portal also, but it's better than customer portals. This partner portal will be having more permissions when compared to customer portals. See the default on thing for all, and no access for addresses, automobiles, all the custom objects. For standard objects you can see accounts, and even cases is having this stuff. Leads, campaigns have read access, contacts read, write, edit, contracts, leads, opportunities. Okay, solutions, read access. They cannot create, but they can see the solutions created by the Salesforce administrator or Salesforce people, right? Yeah. Mm. So this is a simple configuration for customer and partner portals. For partner portal, search for partner. This is the partner settings. Manage your partner portal custom settings. Yeah, this is how you can do this. For customer portal, you can search for customer. This is in customize option. Customer portal settings. Right. Yeah. And do you have idea about sharing settings? Sharing settings. What are sharing settings? For suppose there is a person called John who is head of a company, head of the sales thing, head of USA. He has account access to all US things, but he came to India because the performance of Indian team is not that great. He came to India to do some modifications and stuff for a short period of 6 months. In this case, you want to give access of all the records of all the sales records, of all the opportunities leads to this person. What you do is you generally create a sharing rules that can um, sharing rules on these objects. Okay, so what I will do, I will create on accounts. For suppose I want opportunity is important object in sales, right? Now I'm going to create a sorry, I can do it on leads now. Click on new. Lead is important of objects of sales. I'm going to create a sharing rule to share, because he's a US guy who is he's in US. He got access of all the US records, but he is coming to India for some small visit to modify to help the sales team to grow bigger. So um, Indian Indian records access to sales US guy. Okay, to John. Okay, to John. John think John is the US guy. Okay, so the name convention should be perfect. I gave some bad thing. Okay, so what I will do, I will put some criteria saying country equal to India, all the lead records which is having country equal to India. Okay, share with um, share with a person. I want to share with a um, public group. So what I will do, I'm going to create a separate group for him. For suppose think Pallavi is the person who is coming to India. Okay, um, short visit 6 months. Uh, India visit. So for suppose there is a group for called India visit, which will contain the people who came to India for short period. I will assign people with. I'm assigning only Pallavi to this record. I can even some more person also. Vijaya. So these people belongs to this group, right? So this India visit, these people came to India for a short visit to help Indian sales team. Means for this 3 months they want access of all the lead records which are assigned to Indian country, which are coming from India. Okay. Now going back to your previous thing, here I will select all the public groups and select um, SP team. Okay, let's what is the group name which I created? India visit, right? It's not reflected here till now. Okay. Eject to participants. I am selecting eject to participants means this is not refreshed, right? If I refresh it, I will get this group. Click on read write access for all the leads which belongs to India. This is called sharing rule, because generally if leads are in private sharing model, these guys don't have access to the leads, right? So if I am creating your leads, it will be assigned to you.